All right, guys, we're going to jump into exit slip 314 here, our final lesson of this unit. And our goal and our I can't statement is to be able to match some graphs that we're going to see here, a graph to the box plot that would match up with this data. Okay, so again, should always start by studying what we're seeing here. The fuel economy here, miles per gallon. Some vehicles starting in 2003 going all the way to 2012 here. And we've got our miles per gallon. It looks like the scale, it's going by ones. Okay, we know when we do that, it can really look drastic. It can look like it's a lot more change than it actually is because that scale is going by ones. If I really study this, I see in 2003 vehicles are getting about 19.5 miles per gallon. And it jumped up to a little over 23, 24 or so miles per gallon. So it's only going up about 3 or 4 miles per gallon. But if you look at the bar, it's like triple or quadruple as big as it was. So it makes it look like we've really increased the miles per gallon these cars are getting. So make sure you understand that really the increase isn't that great because we should study these to make sure we don't get tricked by different kind of graphs. Our goal is to try to match this with the histogram that it goes with, or excuse me, the box plot that it goes with. So on your back of your worksheets there, we've got some histograms to look at here, or box plots. And we've got choice A, B, or C, and we need to know which box plot best represents the data that they've shown us in that graph on the other page. But before we do that, it asks us to describe what you know from the graph. Again, we've talked about that, and what we've seen is that the fuel economy is increasing. Over the years. Okay, and we saw that on the steady. You know, I scroll back up, it's pretty easy to see that the fuel economy is increasing. Looks like it took a little dip there. Again, if we're talking about the shape of this, okay, this would be skewed to the left, okay, when we talked about shapes in our last unit. So hopefully that pops into your head of the shapes of those graphs, and it tells us there's some outliers or some that are lower when the data is skewed. All right, so let's look back to the question again on part B. Which box plot goes with the data that we have? Now remember, when we study these box plots, we know the 5-number summary that this is the minimum, the maximum. This would be the median year of fuel economy, the one in the middle. And then you've got quartile 1 and quartile 3 when we break them into fourths. Okay, so looking through here, I want to know which one represents this graph. So guys, when I look, well, let's go back here. If I look at these, the minimum and maximum don't help me a whole lot because they're the same. The maximum was, you know, a little almost 24, a little over 23, so it's the same on all of these. The minimum's close to 19, which we could tell on the other graph. So the minimum and the maximum don't really help us here, but what helps us is the median. Okay, so if I'm looking at this median, and this median, if I can find the median of my data on the other graph, that should tell me which answer and which one goes with this data. So we know median is the one in the middle. So I could just kind of cross off years one at a time, and let's find the middle year, the median. And I see there's 2. So we take the middle of those to get the true median. So this one is around 21. That year is a little under 21, maybe 20.5. So my median would be somewhere in the middle here. So it's going to be close to 21, a little bit under. The miles per gallon should be my median. So if I look back on my other graph, I'm looking for the one that has the median. That's around 21 or a little under. And when I look right here on graph B, I can see that this median right here is slightly under 21. All right, this median here is about 23. We know that wasn't the middle one. And this median's down here closer to 19, a little bit less. So that would tell me, using that data point, that median, that would tell me that this is the box plot that matches up with the data. And you can tell when you're looking through here, again, all these different quartiles. When we study these, we know there's 4 quartiles. So few of the years would be here, some here, some here, and some here. So there's the same amount in every quartile. And in this case, I don't really have to look at that because the median gave it away. All right, I don't have to look if more of the data is on the lower half or more is on the higher half, or there's some outliers that make it go different directions or make them look longer. So really, we found it out just by using that median here. So box plot B matches up with the data from the graph on the other page. All right, so make sure you guys have this stuff written.